It is time for week 2 of my NFL fan series, and this week is all about the AFC South, the lovely AFC South. In the AFC South, for those of you that don't know, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Indianapolis Colts, the Houston Texans, and the mighty Tennessee Titans. I feel like 2 teams are moving in one direction. The other 2 teams are trying to figure out what they're going to do, and that is basically where this division is right now. For starters, you have the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans have the best defense in the NFL, in my opinion, but we all know they struggle at quarterback, they struggle at offensive line, so if they get that figured out, they're going to be dangerous. They're already dangerous because of that defense. Then you have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Last year, the Jacksonville Jaguars overachieved. The Jacksonville Jaguars, in my opinion, had the coach of the year, and they looked really good. Trevor Lawrence finally looked like he was getting his footing. He looked like he was able to get some flow. They have Travis Hunter. We still haven't seen the full potential of Travis Hunter, so that always is going to keep them being a team that we don't really know what their potential is because we haven't seen everybody healthy. Then you get to the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans are probably the team that nobody is really expecting much of anything. They have a new coach. They're the only team in the division that has a new coach. They have a quarterback in Cam Ward. This is year 2, and they're doing some things that make sense. I don't know what it's going to look like this year. I don't know if I expect a lot from them this season, but I do expect them to look better this season than they did last season. The final team here is the Indianapolis Colts. The Indianapolis Colts are an interesting team for me. On the one hand, I'm like, okay, they have a lot of talent. On the other hand, I'm not sure if they know what to do with their talent. New owners coming in as they're learning football, as they're trying to figure out some things, that makes the Indianapolis Colts an interesting team because I'm not really sure where they're trending. I'm not sure if they're trending up. I'm not sure if they're trending down. I do know the Colts have a great offensive line. I do know the Colts have Jonathan Taylor. That is about all that I know 100% certainty when it comes to the Colts. So it just seems like they're one of those teams that at any moment can go really great or can go really bad, and that is exactly what happened last season. They were really, really great until they weren't. So the Colts are the team that I'm not really sure where to place them or what to do. But hey, the Colts are in the AFC South. And if the Texans are going to come back and be the Texans, and if the Jaguars are going to come back and be the Jaguars, it's going to make the Colts run at things a little bit more difficult, but it is what it is at this point. The nuance in this division is going to come down to quarterback play. Whatever quarterback play can edge out the next, I believe is going to make the difference. Well, hello there. If you're seeing this, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to double check and make sure that you're subscribed to my channel. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. And if you think about it, turn on those notification bells so you never miss a single video. The reason why I think quarterback play is going to be the nuance in this division, if the Houston Texans are able to figure out their quarterback play, they naturally have the best team in the AFC South. However, if Trevor Lawrence is able to figure out his quarterback play against the Houston Texans, then the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be the best team in this division. But you're not here to listen to me talk about what I think about this division. Let me roll some clips of the people that I talked to so you can just see how interesting these conversations are going to be this week.
But overall, I'm feeling good about the state of the team because you feel good about the state of the quarterback and the head coach. And if you want to add the defensive coordinator, Anthony Campanelli, into that conversation, again, that makes you feel generally good about any NFL team.
Yeah.
Now, there is still a conversation and or a question to be had about the general manager. And it's not to say that I have that conversation, but I think the vast majority of the fan base and even the NFL market in general may have questions about, is this guy truly as good as the Les Snead, as the Brad Holmes, as those guys from that Rams regime? Or is this a situation where it's fool's goal and maybe too early, too soon for the young general manager? And I think these are rightful questions that should be asked, and he's going to have to earn it by W's and L's on the field. But as it currently stands, that result, the Jacksonville Jaguars 2026 NFL draft resulted in the whole consensus board argument that kind of just went out throughout the NFL that week following the draft, and it made it for some very interesting conversations. So I feel good about the team
too. And so I think it was pretty obvious for a lot of people that they needed to just completely scrap and start over with that room in a lot of ways. And that's what they've done is, they traded away Zaire Franklin. They didn't re-sign Jermaine Pratt. So both their starters from last year aren't on the roster anymore. And then obviously they went out and they drafted CJ Allen. They drafted Bryce Betcher in round 4. They signed Akeem Davis-Dather, who's a solid linebacker, to their roster. So they've really kind of reshaped that whole unit. and
Okay.
went for the youth movement there. Now, are they going to be better? I don't know if right away, but I certainly think that the issues that plagued this linebacker room last year aren't going to be as prevalent this year. Now, there's probably going to be some other things that aren't necessarily up to the par where they were last year, but I would say, yeah, linebacker certainly would be the one. Really, the front seven is where they've really tried to emphasize, and I think I still think there's a question mark at edge. I do think unquestionably they've gotten more depth at that, at both interior and the edge position, and guys who actually have capability to get after the passer a little bit. Now, will it be enough? We'll have to see. But I think just their front seven was a big emphasis this year. And I think on paper, while I don't know if necessarily would say they've gotten like better in terms of star power, I do think they've definitely set themselves up well to have better success with their front seven this year. And we'll see if it works out at the end of the day. But I would say if you're looking at any position group, it'd probably be linebacker.
It's like, I feel like we're in a great position. I feel like how we drafted, it should keep us in the contention in the playoffs. Now we need to make that step forward because we lost some people, but we also gained some people during free agency and in the draft. Like, I really feel good about my team going into next year. And we get Tank Dell back. Like, we forget, y'all, that we didn't have Tank all year last year. And that is Coleridge, one of Coleridge's favorite targets. And he do have a rapport with. So, and I like, I like Knowles, and I like Higgins.
Okay.
We can have a real good receiving core next year. Like,
I agree.
A real good one.
Yeah, I love it. Awesome. So let's talk about that team. So having a real good team next year, what is a successful season for you?
AFC champ. My thing is going to be AFC championship or bust for me. Okay. Until we get there. Until we get there, and then we get there now with Super Bowl or bust.
Yeah.
But like last year, we was talking, everything I said last year, it happened. Basically, almost to a T. We have a Super.
There's a few, especially being number 4, right?
Yeah.
You have, those top draft picks that you look at and you're like, well, why didn't we get him? Or, like a Reese, a Bain. And then those are one of those that you go like, well, this could be either we look back and be like, damn, he was right there the whole time, a Bain, a Reese, and we kind of passed up on him. And I hope that's not the case.
Yeah.
I really don't, because again, the Titans have a tendency of doing that. I mean, it happened. I mean, I'm going back, but I mean, we picked up Kevin Dyson, which is a wide receiver, and and Randy Moss was right there.
Yeah.
So, but then you never know what kind of career, Randy Moss might have had with the Titans compared to the stellar career he had with Minnesota. So it could have been defining moment, so. So we'll see. Like I said, those are a few of them that is kind of like, damn, like I hate playing that game. I hate, being like, well, he was right there and now we picked them, because it's easy to say it now, like once it happened, but hopefully the Titans got the right pick.
You know what's funny when I'm doing this series is finding people that are so honest that will just talk about their team and will just really tell me what's going on and what they're thinking and feeling. That's what makes this series so fun to record and then to watch back and to engage with, because everyone is very honest about where their team is, what they think about their team. And I just love that. I love that for the series. I love that for everything. Similar to what I'll do every single week. If you look in the description box, you will find everybody's YouTube channel so that you can connect with them. I will also add them as a collaborator if they have a YouTube channel. Remember, everyone doesn't have a YouTube channel. So if you don't have a YouTube channel, the YouTube channel will not be attached, but you can still find them on socials and all of those good things. The other thing is, like I did last week, every single video is going to be a premiere at 4 p.m. Central. I feel like last time I might have messed up the time zones, but hey, 4 p.m. Central is when each video is going to release, Monday through Thursday. It's never too early to start thinking about who you think is going to win a division. It's never too early to talk about football. So let me know what you think in the comment section below about who you think is going to win this division or anything that I forgot to talk about. I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, I'll see you in my next video.